Welcome everyone to the StartmeupHK Salons virtual events. My name is Jamilat Kano and I'm going to be your MC for the festival. As you know, the StartmeupHK Salons is a global initiative by the StartmeupHK team. Together with the InvestHK overseas offices, they want to push their initiatives and promote the StartmeupHK in the local startup communities. We are going to have 6 overseas salons targeted into very specific markets. And that's why we have the ASEAN offices joining us today. Hello Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. We're also connecting all the way to Europe with the Brussels office, London, and Berlin. Salut Brussels, ça va? My name is Jamilat. We're going to have the North American edition with the offices in Toronto, hi Canada, New York, and San Francisco. South American edition with the office in Chile, hola Chile, ¿cómo están? And Brazil, A to the bone, and Mexico. We have Middle East and India offices with Mumbai joining together. And we also have the Greater Bay Area office in Guangzhou. Dajia, how are you everyone? And of course, our attendees here in Hong Kong. Thank you very much for joining. So I hope you enjoy, connect, support, network, and promote. See you soon at all our events. Our European panel is coming next. And no guts, no glory. Why European startups are setting up in Hong Kong during the COVID-19 pandemic? We are going to be discussing with moderator Andrew Davis from InvestHK, London office. Hello, Andrew. Nice to see you.
My name is Andrew Davis. I am from the Invest Hong Kong's UK office, and welcome to our European webinar panel session. As Wing said, it's called No Guts, No Glory, where you will hear from 3 adventurous companies who began their Hong Kong journey during the COVID-19 pandemic. We have from Emma Mattresses, Mel Lee. We also have from K Parcel, Julio Pazo Freire, and lastly from Bumpus and Pa, Sam Bumpus. Each of the panelists has 4 minutes with which to outline what their business is, and then we will go to a question and answer session. So if you have any questions, please put them in the question and answer box at the bottom of your screen. For your information, this webinar is being recorded and a copy will be available afterwards, as will a PDF of all the presenters' slides. So we're looking forward to a really interesting session. Our first speaker will be Mel from Emma, followed by Julio and then Sam. So without more ado, over to you, Mel.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Mel.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Hello, everyone. My name is Melly. I'm the head of Greater China at Emma. It's my honor here today to share with you our expansion journey from Europe to Asia, starting from Hong Kong. Next slide, please. So Emma was founded in 2015, based in Frankfurt, Germany. We were one of the fastest growing startups in few consecutive years. We strive to become the #1 sleep brand worldwide. And our mission is to awaken people to the full potential of sleep, one night at a time. We are doing it by pushing boundaries of what technology can do for sleep and rest. Next slide, please. So Emma is producing state-of-the-art products. Our core product, Emma mattresses, was awarded more than 30 times globally, both voted by consumers as well as tested by customer association and independently. This is a proud recognition for our R&D team, and as well as like Emma's dedication to continue making innovative products with great quality. Next slide, please. As mentioned, we are pushing the boundaries of what technology can do for sleep and unlocking the sleep tech potential. In January 2021, we launched our first sleep tech product, the world's first most advanced smart mattress, Emma Motion, working with artificial intelligence to constantly detect and adapt to your sleep position. Next slide. So with our business, we are proud to reflect on an outstanding growth story since our foundation in 2015. In 2020, we have reported record sales of 405 million euro, and with 1.5 million mattresses sold globally, we have become the world's leading D2C sleep brand. We have entered Hong Kong market in mid-2018, and last year was our second full physical year in Hong Kong. And we have also recorded over 400% growth in revenue and become Hong Kong's #1 D2C online mattress brand. So as mentioned before, Hong Kong was our first market entry in Asia and Greater China markets. So why did I choose to start business in Hong Kong? Because Hong Kong is one of the freest markets in Asia, the easiest setup and business-friendly environment for new companies. It enables a very good and easy market entry to learn quickly about the market. When we started Emma there, it took us around 2 months from zero to launch preparation because the setup was really easy. Second, Hong Kong is mature yet very dynamic market. People with good purchasing power, international and open-minded mindset. So it makes it very easy for the global brands to enter and to get the first feedback on products when it comes to Asia. It is also now at the development stage of e-commerce industry in Hong Kong, which enable an easy entry, but also a fast development. So together with the criteria that it has with China, like it gives a good entry point to e-commerce to China. Next slide. So how does the future market development look like in both Hong Kong and mainland China? In Hong Kong, there are actually a lot of chances for e-commerce and further growth or quick developments. Plus cross-border e-commerce is booming, which is very easy to explore the Chinese market and all the associated services along the value chain. Secondly, in mainland China now, the Chinese market is already recovering after COVID pandemic, and the domestic demand for products are actually increasing a lot, as well as like a cross-border demand, because right now traveling is still limited. So a lot of like demand for imported goods is still like growing a lot in China. So that's how the market looks like. Thanks everyone. Hope you like the sharing.
Thank you very much indeed, Mel. Okay, now it's over to Julio. Off you go, Julio.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, to Hong Kong Trade Council and Invest Hong Kong to invite us. It is really funny to be as a startup company here because, in fact, Correos, one of the two shareholders that the company belongs to, is a 300 years old company. So I think the journey would start, or my first comment is to state that we are, although a very old company, a very young spirit, and trying to reinvent ourselves for the business. What is K-Parcel? K-Parcel is a company we set up in 2019, end of 2019. So our journey really started, as Andrew mentioned, through the pandemic. In fact, we have two companies, one in Hong Kong, which is the main company doing the end-to-end business, another one in China, south of China, which is a fully automated sorting center where we deal with the parcels to make them sure and to flow those parcels throughout the world. Okay. The other partner is a company very well known in Hong Kong, very probably identity of Hong Kong, which is Kerry, through the Kerry Commerce Division. Among both of us, we handle a few millions of items daily basis. and we work throughout the world. I mean, every single minute there is a parcel, a letter, any postal item going in the alliance through any place in the world, any big city in the world. So you can move on. Well, as I said, we have facilities in Humen. The physical infrastructure of the joint venture is a sorting center in Humen, which is south of China, 100 kilometers away from Hong Kong, where we receive all the parcels and we do either consolidation, fulfillment, or sortation, which are the main three activities. We have a capacity to manage up to 700,000 parcels a day. We can sort for 400 different exits. We X-ray 100% of the parcels. Security is a major issue, and this is one of the main drivers of this joint venture. We wanted to be sure everything we ship out of Hong Kong, of China, is fully secure, not only as a matter of security for the airlines, but as a matter of security for all the workers of the industry and obviously any recipient in the world receiving through a courier or through a postal organization those parcels. We have two major business, as I said, outbound from China. So basically we provide end-to-end solutions. Omni-channel, we can deliver by directly home delivery through a Puro, which is a pickup drop point service. We also can deliver at any Correos office in the case of Spain and Portugal. We have also possibility to serve dropshippers. Dropshippers are digital players that they have invented, probably European startups. They have a fantastic idea. They are only selling online, and the only thing they are doing is manufacturing ex-China, and they want to ship directly from the China manufacturer or the seller into the consumer. So we are enabling these dropshippers to work in any country of the world. We also provide B2B2C services, and we also allow them to make local fulfillment. I mean, companies work in the traditional way that want to experience some local sales activities, local B2C activities. And of course, we are helping also any native digital brand to go online by onboarding those through different solutions, both in Kerry ecosystem and in Correos ecosystem. We help to manage the returns, which is a growing trend everywhere. People is buying online, but sometimes they have a false expectation on the product. They want to return the product, so we make it simple. Delivery duty paid solution. We allow any seller in the world to get their users not concerned on the on the duty to be paid, on the VAT to be paid. So we prepay those, and of course we facilitate payment services, cash on delivery services to our sellers. In terms of this for the outbound from China, inbound is basically the opposite. Just drawing the workflows, you can see here in the case of the outbound from China, we collect directly from the sellers through the Kerry network. We consolidate, fulfill, and ship from our sorting center, where we make that sortation with security. We do the air freight transportation, normally through ex-Hong Kong, and that's one of the reasons explaining why Hong Kong, the most efficient logistic hub, multimodal in the world. We do the custom clearance from Hong Kong. Just to compare, custom clearance in Hong Kong is a matter of hours, while in China still is a matter of days. So it is one of the key reasons to ship out of Hong Kong. And we normally do the last mile delivery via our partner Correos, which will be delivering through the different networks, Express Network or Standard Network. We work with all the major platforms and customers, and we have capacity to integrate with anybody in a very simple way. In the case of inbound, the difference is that obviously we will pick up from the origination countries, in this case European or American or other Asian countries, into China. So we'll do it through Correos and K-Parcel directly. We will use our facilities in China to fulfill those orders into the users in China. And basically the opposite process, we will make the last mile delivery through K-Parcel Kerry network in China. And again, we can work with any platform, with any type of customer in the world. And I think this is in less than 4 minutes, a summary of what we can.
Thank you very much indeed, Julio. And now over to Sam Bompas. Sam, no guts, no glory.
Hello. This is Sam Bompas from Bompas, and it is a great joy and honor to be here with you all today. So I'm here at Bompas, and we specialize in flavor-based experience design, but really what that means is trying to create cultural moments that put a smile on people's faces. So I'm in my studio based in South London, Bermondsey, and behind me is a whiskey organ that's 6 meters high, and as it plays, it choreographs and changes your perception of taste as you're drinking whiskey. So we work internationally. It's been really, really exciting over the last year to have opened up our first international studio in Hong Kong. I'll talk a little bit about that and why we're doing it, and we can get into it in the Q&A. But the sorts of people we work with are cultural institutions, some of the world's greatest brands, governments, helping them articulate what their nation needs, primarily through food and drink, and then also anyone with places, so retailers, developers, landlords, and actually a lot of our work of late has been reimagining what the future of cities will be post-pandemic as people's work and land use structures change. So sometimes, though, in terms of encapsulating the experience design, it's easier to talk about it just through specific things that we're doing. So I'll give you a sense of our approach with some of the projects that we do. I've got 3 up here. The first is Scoop, a wonderful ice cream world. And so this is an exhibition that we hosted, and it was looking at the total history of ice cream. If we go on to the next slide, get a bit more of an insight into it. In this exhibition, we worked with a developer, and Argent, it had 23,000 people through it. It had an earned reach of over 800 million. You ate your way through a total ice cream history from the past right through to the future, using lasers and EEG to see what's going on in your brain as you're eating an ice cream, and glow-in-the-dark ice creams as well. And of course, for the developer, they're very happy with that because it sold a lot of their properties that were in the area and registered a lot of new tenants for them. That as an exhibition is ready to ship worldwide, and we're looking at partners internationally for that. We do a lot of work with brands. So on to the next slide. If we've got the Guinness tasting rooms, which is shortly to open up in Dublin. Again, it is in pre-pandemic times, it was the most visited place in Ireland with 1.7 million people coming through. Now, for someone like Guinness, this is an awesome opportunity for them to recruit new believers. And so for that, we were tasked with making sure that the 40% of people who had never tried a Guinness before in their life came away with being Guinness believers. So we created this ultimate Guinness tasting experience, which on the next slide you can see a little bit more of. And so this has 1.7 million visitors a year and regularly contributes about 360 million to the Dublin economy. That's the sort of work that we do with our brand partners. And then we go on to the next slide, you can see our first major show that's come to Hong Kong, and it's been quite unusual. So right at the start of COVID-19's, the experience in Britain in February, because we do things where people come together in the public realm, we looked at hosting a Fountain of Hygiene as a sanitizer design competition. And this was raising money for the Red Cross. If you go on to the next slide, this is the first major exhibition to open post-lockdown 1 in London. It's now shipped to Hawpa Music, where it is currently open in Hong Kong. And it's been a very interesting experience hosting an exhibition in London and shifting it to Hong Kong without being able to travel there ourselves and doing it entirely remotely. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview. Looking forward to some very lively questions with this excellent panel.
Thank you very much indeed, Sam. So over to the questions. I think we'll start with you, Mel, first of all. As Emma is present in many Asian countries, which country is developing the best and why?
Actually, there are many countries developing quite well. I mean, like in Hong Kong, it only took 2 years till we actually become the #1 online mattress brand. So also Australian market also expanding really quick. Korea as well. We just also launched Taiwan 2 months ago, and then we are also trying to be the #1 in 2 years' time. That's the target we set for the team. also, since last year, we are also expanding to all Southeast Asian market because through our learning in the Asian market in the past 2 years, it helped us to accelerate our strategy really quick to adapt the products and also different marketing strategy. So yeah.
Excellent. Now, a question that's come in for Julio. Why did you choose Hong Kong, but not another city in China to enter the China market?
Well, I think thanks for the question, Andrew. The main reason, but the main two reasons I would say is the ecosystem in logistics, which is tremendously efficient. As I mentioned, custom clearance, for example, is a question of hours, where in the rest of China, it would take some days. Skilled people, very important. We have plenty of people who knows very well about the logistics. They've been doing so for many years, decades. The common law, how to forget that? Obviously, security is important, and we are a state-owned company, and security was a major issue. And last but not least, we have an iconic player in the joint venture, which is Kerry, which is based in Hong Kong, listed in Hong Kong stock market. And obviously, that was a very important reason. So I would summarize on those the main reasons to land in Hong Kong.
Very, very, very clear about why Hong Kong. Now, Sam, you're one of our London office clients, and it is a very creative business that you're in. How have you found the acceptance, particularly among corporates in Hong Kong, to this sort of very different approach from what other agencies might have brought them in the past?
Well, I think we always try and demystify the notion of what creative is and creativity. I think a good idea is a good idea, and the very best ideas are compelling to a very broad number of people. So, I mean, for myself, as an example, I'm obsessed with fireworks. We're interested, but fireworks, there's not been a lot of innovation over the last 400 years. So we're always very, but and you have to be really humorless if you don't see a good fireworks show, and it puts a delighted smile on your face. So we're interested in doing things, looking at how you can innovate in the realm of fireworks to do something that is still going to delight the very, very mass audience, but bring a completely new story to it. So, for example, with the show for that, we set fireworks to flavor. You were able to raise your tongue to the night sky and taste different fruity flavors. And something like that could go with a live audience of 250,000 people and generate a huge amount of coverage around the world at the same time.
That's interesting. Of course, Hong Kong, well known for its firework displays, and when we move out of COVID, maybe there's an opportunity for something mass on the waterfront in Hong Kong.
That would be the dream.
So, Emma, you're using Hong Kong as a distribution center for Asia. Are you using Hong Kong as a financial treasury center? And what other functions do you use Hong Kong for?
To me, the question?
Yes, Mel.
Okay. Actually, we use it for for full operation for our Hong Kong business, as well as the base for all the mainland China related business as well, especially for logistics, because Hong Kong is definitely a free trade port, much easier when it comes to import export. So we set up our warehouses there as a transit points for us. It's better stock planning, and then wherever that we need something for mainland Chinese market, it become much easier. And going forward, we will also use it as a financial hub, for all this cash capital planning, because obviously the foreign currency control is not applied as straight when it comes to Hong Kong and mainland China. It helps a lot for planning business running.
Excellent. Yeah, it's good to hear that. I mean, I think we're getting towards the end. We've got about 3 minutes left. So what I want a question that's come in, and with COVID, how have you managed all the travel restrictions in this very strange time? It's the first time I haven't been to Hong Kong in a very long time. So how have you managed, Julio, Sam and Mel? Just a quick response on that.
Well, basically, there is one only possibility. In my case, it was to come in with the family. It took us months to negotiate and to get approved visa. And since then, as probably you know, we are in a lockdown in Hong Kong, so we cannot move out unless we go through quarantine. So we haven't gone back home for Christmas. We have stayed in Hong Kong. So very difficult to manage, very difficult to get in, to get out of Hong Kong.
Yeah. And Sam, how did you manage? I mean, you're based in London.
Yeah, I think for us it's very, very strange. Normally we're flying all around the world with our productions. The truth is that with this, it's recruiting a team that you think is brilliant. There's of course an enormous amount of talent in Hong Kong, and then fully trusting them to do something that they themselves will be as proud of as you would be. And happily we've developing that team on the ground.
Yeah. And Mel, how have you coped with the travel restrictions?
Yeah, actually, like it's easier for me because I don't need visa to come. I'm actually in Shanghai at the moment. Just need to go for quarantine. I have done it 2 times. It's actually fine. So you focus a lot on work.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, at the end of the day, it is brilliant that all three of you have started and thrived in what are the most extraordinary times. And I think it's a great testament to the business models that you operate. And you actually do, as Julio pointed out, you come from a history of 300 years on one end to very new businesses. Sam, how long's Bumpus and Pa been going?
14 years now.
14 years. So yeah, you've got a variety there that cover that, and you've all succeeded in Hong Kong, which is brilliant to know. So thank you all very, very much for those fascinating insights into your business. And I'm sure the audience found it as interesting as I did. Unfortunately, our time is up. As I said earlier, the presentations that you gave, the PDFs will be available if anyone wants them. So thank you all very much. And I look forward to catching up with you either in Hong Kong or the UK before too long. I'm going to go to Dublin. I do want to try the Guinness experience there. So thanks everyone. It's been great to speak to you. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thanks. Bye now.
Bye.
Wow, this has been an amazing journey, and thank you very much for connecting with us. I'm sure you have created and built strong relationships around the startup ecosystem. If you want to know more about the ecosystem, please make sure to connect with the StartmeupHK team. And hopefully I can see you next year so we can learn more about what's happening in innovation, startup, and anything around our ecosystems. So see you next year. My name is Jamilet. Thank you.